Alright YouTube, it's my second go around, my second video. What I'm attempting to do today is to install LMI's 2.5-inch rear seat lift into my 2007 FX2 Super Crew. The instructions that LMI sends are really bad. Hopefully, I don't know if my camera will focus on them. This is what they look like. This is your instructions. No pictures. They send the kit, the instructions, and they expect you to go at it. Needless to say, I'm a do-it-myself type of guy, and I couldn't figure it out. I've been on the phone with their customer service, a gentleman named Lee, at least 3 or 4 times in the past 2 weeks, and I think I might have finally got it. And all props go to Lee at LMI. Thank you so much for taking the time and walking me through it. I mean, I had to send him pictures and videos of what I was trying to install the whole time just so he could try to get a feel and walk me through the process. The video that's up on YouTube right now just shows the kit installed, and the guy that goes over it doesn't really show you guys what to do, where to go, or any of that stuff, and he goes through it really quick. So I'm going to try and step it up a little bit and go through it a little bit slower. Now LMI says you don't have to remove the seat back. My seat back is removed because there are a lot of bolts and stuff that you just can't get your hands on or get around to if you're trying to do this thing. So, first things first, I removed my seat. I removed my seat back, and I removed the bottom seats as well. There's a 40 side, 60 side. That's my box my subs are going to go into, and then that's of course the seat back there. The seat back isn't as hard to remove as everybody says. There's actually a couple little clips that hold that seat back into this bar that runs along the width of your truck. And the clips look just like this here. Let's try and get a better view of them. So, the bar that's on the seat outside sits into here, and it clips right here. All you have to do in order to get your seat back off, you really only need to do one side. Whatever side is easiest for you to do, you're going to reach behind your seat. Pretend the seat was here. You're going to reach behind the seat, right around here, get your thumb on this, and just push it. And the seat will roll right out of there. Same goes on this side over here. If it's easy for you, just reach your hand behind, just push your thumb on that clip, and the seat will roll right out. Us Ford owners know that there's a plastic clip on the back of the seat that goes here, here, and over there as well. As soon as you get that to roll out from the bottom over here, the seat just pops right up. Like, it's not hard at all, as hard as some of the other people on YouTube have said that it is. So, that's how you get the seat back out. The seats, the bottom parts of the seat, they come out relatively easy. The bolts that you need to take out are right here and right here. This one here is a T50 Torx. This is a T40. And it's the same on the other side as well. Once you get that out, there are these 2 pivot points that sit right here. You see I sawed one of mine off because I'm going to do something else with mine, but there's 2 pivot points. Trying to think of where the other one is. It looks like this. This is how your seat is actually connected. All you have to do is just push on one side, push it toward that side of the vehicle, whatever side the seat is on, push it toward that side of the vehicle, and the seat will slip off of this and pop right out. Same with this side over here. You just push this seat, the 60 side, this way, and it'll pop right off. So, once that stuff is out there, the next thing you're going to do is take off all these bolts on the back. Now some of mine are already installed, and I'm gonna walk back through that because I actually just got to this part after getting off the phone with Lee. This back bolt here, despite what the instructions say, I'm gonna tell you right now, for this truck here, a 2007, now it should be the same for all 2004 through 2008, but I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna tell you right now, for a 2007, the bolt that is sitting all the way there in the back on the ground there is a 3/4. Don't let anybody lie to you. 3/4. That one fits. The bolt that goes here is a 3/4. Now you're going to need a deep socket to remove this one because this one here has a nice long bolt, but it's a 3/4. The bolt that goes here on this one, also 3/4. And far side, passenger side, 3/4 as well. Now this here, this bolt comes all the way out the truck. It's about 8 inches long when it comes out. Again, on YouTube it says it's hard to get out without an impact, but it's not. Just take your time; it'll pop right out. But this bolt actually comes all the way out. It's 8 inches long. This one here, the nut comes off, bolt stays in the frame. Nut comes off, bolt stays in the frame. Nut comes off, bolt stays in the frame. Now, once you get those out, this is where the hard part with the instructions from LMI. They send you brackets. Like I said, mine are already installed, but they kind of look like this. Now this one here is for the seat belt, and then there's another one. I'm sorry, my truck is all kinds of messed up. I've been in here all day. There's another one here that's for a seat belt. These eventually, when I get them on, are going to go right here and right there respectively. The bolts, the nuts that you took off these bolts here, screw back onto it, and then your seat belt screws onto here with 2 nuts and bolts that they've provided for you with this bracket. That part is easy. That part is no problem. The tricky part is this over here. On this model vehicle, this side plate here that your seat is actually connected to connects to this bar with a little itty bitty bolt that sits right here. This originally was screwed over in that corner. Alright? This here, this bolt here, connects the side plate to this bar to the frame. You have to take that out, and then you also have to take off this little bolt here. The little bolt is removed with I removed it with a 13/32 is what I removed it with. Alright, once you take out this little itty bitty bolt, you're not going to use it again. I don't think so. I don't think it, because there's no possible way for that to get back over there. You're not going to use it again. But once you take it off, you're now able to separate this or the side panel from this bar so that you can install this extra bracket that's right here. Alright, so before you took it out, this was sitting right on top of this. Now there's about 2 inches of space. See if I can get a better view of it. Between where it was, come on phone, work with me here. Between where it was, which is here, to where this new bracket sits, which is right here. It's right here behind this bar. You can't see it. Even if I switched the camera, you couldn't see it, but that's where it is. So that's where your 2-inch lift in the back comes from. So this bolt here was in your truck. That one is going to go back into the frame of the vehicle. Remember this bracket here? Like I said, this is the one for the seat belt, but it looks like this one over here. This bracket is going to sit, once you take this bolt out, this bracket here, this is going to sit on the frame of your truck, despite what the instructions say. It will sit directly on the frame of your truck, and then you're going to sit the bar piece, which is this one here. It'll be rusted because it's old, it should be. That's going to sit on top of that new bracket, and then you're just going to hand tighten it in. Once you get that tightened in, just to show it again, this will be directly on the frame of your vehicle. This bottom part of this bracket will be on the frame of your vehicle. The bar part, the rusted part, the older part will sit right here, and then you're going to hand tighten them together. So you will not be able to see the bottom of this frame, because it's going to be on the frame of the vehicle. This part here is this part here. You're always, when you put them in, you're going to sit them like this so that they lean forward toward the front of the truck. I don't think you can really put them any other way, but they're going to lean forward to the front of the truck. Once you get that lean toward to the front of the truck, it comes with this bolt, washer, and screw, and you're going to connect that to your side plate. I know I should probably be showing it as I'm doing it. I'm just super excited that I finally got it to look like what I think it's supposed to look like. So if there are any questions, just hit me up and I'll try to explain it better, or maybe even just take it off since I know how to do it now. The same goes for the other side. You're going to remove that little itty bitty bolt, 13/32. This is the new bracket here. Sits under this piece here, this whole bar. It sits under that bar, directly on the frame of the vehicle. This is that big 8-inch screw. Screws back in. The frame sits forward toward the front of the vehicle, right here. Can't even put my finger on it. This is the bolt and screw and washer that they provide. Now, at this point in my install, and hopefully in your install too, like I said, LMI says you don't need to remove the back. I had to remove the whole back because those screws you just can't get to. I don't care what they say. I don't care if you have a deep driver set, a long ratchet, an extendable arm, a bendable, it doesn't matter. At this point here is when you should put your seat back on, which is I am going to try to do. And then Lee from LMI, of course, said that you can do the rest of the install without having to have the seat down. So that's what we're going to try to do. I'll do an update here in a second when I get the seat back on, if I get the seat back on, and we'll go from there. Okay, piece of cake. That actually went on a lot smoother than I did. And like I said, if I had another hand or somebody here to help me, I would show you guys how easy that was to put on. I mean, it's literally slips back in place. One thing I did forget to mention, if you do take the seat back off, which I recommend you do, screw what anybody else is talking about, listen to me, your seatbelt cover that is on your 60 side here, you got to take that off. I did forget to mention that. You do have to take that off. There's a little panel that sits on the top here. You just take your fingernail or nail or screwdriver flathead and just pop it up. It's just a little piece of plastic, just pops up. And then inside there are two screws that I can't line up right now because I'm trying to use one hand. There are two screws that sit in there. 13/32 as well. They come right off. You take this off. You pull it down, and you have to have that off in order to remove that back seat. But once you get that back seat off, like I said, then you have access to all the screws that were down there on the bottom. Do the install just as I said. I didn't need more than one person to put this in. The 3 clips that I showed you earlier, that was back here, back here, back here, they are all now secured in place. The back seat, back here where that bar was that I told you that they sit into, you can't really see it because they're sitting where they're supposed to be, but they sit up under there. This metal piece here sits into that frame, sits up under there, and sits up under there. Sorry with all the traffic here in the background. Now that that's done, I am going to install the seat belt brackets. What that's going to look like, like I said, they said that you can do this with the seat on, so I'm going to try to do it. If not, I'll just take the damn seat off again. Pretty much same thing applies. This is going to sit down on the frame. This is going to face toward the front of the vehicle. There's the bolt that it goes onto. So you're supposed to be able to put it back there, sit on the frame, then put the bolt that you removed back on top of it. I of course can't find that bolt right now. Uh-oh, I'm zooming in. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Sorry about that. This is the bolt that comes off of that spot. So that bolt is going to sit back on there. You can screw it on. And then the bolt that comes for the seat belt looks like this. You're going to see 2 different ones in the kit. You'll know that they're for the seat belt. They don't say seat belt, but they're golden color. The bolt itself is golden color, and it's got a Loctite nut on the one end of it. So that is going to be for right here where that hole is, and the same thing goes for the other side. That of course fell out because I don't have it screwed in, but what you're going to do is take your seat belt then. Your seat belt is going to attach to here, bolt go through, and when it's done, if I can get it just to sit there for a second, when it's done, that's what it'll look like. So that bolt will be in the hole. This bolt here will be in that top hole. Really is not cool, only having one hand. But that's how that's going to go. So I'm going to put those in and then try to put the seats in and do an update in a sec.